Up next is a fearless leader that executes regional digital manufacturing strategic goals, overseeing operations and enhancing company brand through key partnerships with local and international stakeholders. Let's welcome Dr. Cherise Dunn.
You guys are amazing. How are you? Wow. I am amazed. I won't lie, I'm a little bit scared because this room is full, but your smiles, they are giving me all of the vibes, and I'm just happy I could make it here on time. I flew up from Cape Town this morning, so I'm a little bit tired. It was very dark when I left my house, but I'm very excited to be here with you today. So I managed to catch a little of the story, some of the other ladies, and now I want to tell you mine. But my talk is very interactive. It might be a little bit different because I want to share with you some of the things that we do with my kids in Cape Town. From all across Cape Town, Khayelitsha, Mitchell's Plain, Googs, we go as far as the Northern Cape, and maybe if you like what you see, you are going to tell me and tell your teachers that you want me to come to Sasolburg. Am I right? Yes. Okay, so you all know my name is Cherise. I come from Cape Town, but I didn't grow up there. I started my journey on a very small sugarcane farm up in northern KwaZulu-Natal called Mangete. That's where I come from. I eventually moved down. My dad, who was a little Zulu boy, met my mom, who was a Durban city girl, and they enjoyed their lives together. Eventually, I came along. I had a lot of asthma attacks when I was young. I was very, very sick. So I had to go to the clinic many, many times. And I promise you, one day after my 21st birthday, so a little bit older than you all now, I discovered that I had tumors on my spine. They were painful, guys. They were so sore. So after school, I had been waitressing for a few years, right? Trying to start that hustle, trying to figure out how much do I like biology, how much am I going to get out of this maths learning that I did at school. And I was doing a lot of waitressing to earn some money, right? And it was very painful. So I discovered because of these tumors on my spine, that is what was causing all of my pain. Fast forward later, I had 2 spinal surgeries in that year when I was 21 to help me get rid of the pain that was down my arms and down my legs. That was successful, but to this day, I now discover that if my doctors had access to tools and technology like 3D printing, they would have been able to look at my X-rays, to look at my MRI data. They would have been able to hold a smaller model of my spine and to actually see, where are these tumors? Where is this young girl getting her pain from? Is it over here, right at the top of my neck? Is it a little bit lower? They weren't sure, right? And that's why they went in once. And then I had to recover. I had to learn how to brush my teeth again. And then I had to go in for a second surgery because I still had the pain. But if they had these tools, that would have made my life better. I would have been able to recover faster, and it would have saved the hospital a lot of money and my parents, right? So that's what inspired me to get into cancer research and to science education. So I uprooted my life in KZN, and I moved down to Cape Town. So I got a job as a PhD researcher at a cancer research lab, and that's where I could play around and explore all these tools. And I thought, once I leave this place, what have I seen my colleagues doing after their studies? What have I seen the people around me? They either maybe lecture at university, or they go off and they perhaps find another job overseas. But I wanted to know, if I wanted to make a difference here, what can I do? With my skills that now I've gotten from high school and education and university, and what can I help others do? So these are some of the problems, right, that I was starting to think about way back then. Many of you, not just you, but around the world, many children are going to be entering jobs that don't yet exist. So you are here today, and I'm so proud of you for taking the energy and the effort to actually come and find out what are the types of careers that interest you, what are the types of things that you might want to do one day, and then how do you take those next steps, right? So we talk about that a lot. What I want you to know is right now, there's a whole world of 3D printing opportunities that I'm wanting you to start exploring. I want you to know more about them because it's not just happening in the United States or in these incredible places where Janet has visited, right? It's happening in South Africa. I want you to be able to access those things. So I discovered that there, out of the whole world, everybody who plays a role in 3D printing, whether you are designing something, can anybody design on the computer? Do you make drawings? Do you like to do that? Is it fun? Yes. Okay. Do you know that that can be a job one day? You can be a designer for somebody, for a musician, for an artist, for a filmmaker, for somebody like me who works in the medical industry. You can design something, a product for me, a movie set for someone. And you can outsource those skills, right? Just as a designer. But I want to tell you how you can take that one step further. If you take those design skills into the world of 3D printing, where you now make something, you can hold that thing in your hand that you've designed. There's, at the moment, less than 1% of the entire talent pool comes from Africa. We are not playing nearly as much as we could with this technology, right? And if we follow, your teachers would follow, if we follow these incredible international reports by the World Economic Forum that tell us what are the trends in the world, what are the types of things that we think you might find interesting, where there are gaps and possible job opportunities for you all. We're looking at the things like robotics and technology and all sorts of different types of innovation. But to use those things fully, you need to untap your creativity, right? You need to become resilient, like some of the speakers were saying. You need to have that mindset to be hungry to go after these opportunities and really do what you want to do with them. So, this is what we teach in my programs. We want you to explore creativity. We want to help you unlock your growth mindset and pursue innovation and technology and really try and empathize with your communities and the problems that you are facing. So you know how to actively create the best kinds of solutions. So what we do is we use innovation and together with design thinking and 3D printing to help empower kids like you all across the Western Cape and the Northern Cape to hopefully unlock prosperity and find the opportunities that really matter to you. So this is our vision, and hopefully when we speak a little bit more after today, after this talk, it's to inspire you to take those next steps and to explore what you might be interested in. And hopefully, exploring design thinking and 3D printing might be one of those opportunities. So we run our programs over 3 sessions. We offer our students in our programs over those sessions different types of challenges that come from the United Nations. And we all know the United Nations is this really important body that categorizes all the different challenges that the whole world experiences. And then those filter down into types of STEAM programs that we can now offer you guys. So you might be focusing on problems around hunger or sustainable housing or agriculture or renewable energy or something that you are very passionate about. So when you come into my classroom, you say, Cherise, I'm passionate about this. We don't have electricity at home where I live. So we say, okay, let's take that solution further. Let's unpack that. What could potential solutions look like? What does the design for that solution look like? And what does this tangible product look like? So we go through the design thinking process. We go through empathizing, defining what is the real challenge, possible brainstorming, and we prototype and test something. So we focus on these SDGs, and eventually you come out with a tangible prototype. And why am I excited about 3D printing? 3D printing is amazing, guys. If you haven't heard about it before, if you haven't seen exhibitions that are out there in the other hall, you can print and use just about any type of material to make something that comes from your imagination, or maybe you scan that item with a camera on your phone or something like that, and you need very little skill. So we want to educate lots of you to be able to use these technologies to fulfill your potential and unlock your creativity and come up with whatever solutions you think are really important for your communities. So this is my time, my team, to really quickly say, I've got some really clever people helping me from Harvard. I've got some wisdom coming in from my mentors from Auntie Arifa. And I've got this really cool young lady called Riddy who has this interest in space technology and chemical and material science. So I lean hard on my friends, on my team, and you all must too. You've got to really help and support each other as you explore your opportunities as you go along. So just to tell you what some of our participants used to say, so when they walked out of our workshop, most of them, 93% of them, would say that they felt more comfortable with technology, and hopefully when you start exploring 3D printing in your own spaces, you will too. And 98% want to learn more, and most of them, importantly for me, they feel like they can make money from the skill. That's really important in South Africa. So on YouTube, you can go and find some of our testimonials and some of the other young people that came through our classes. So I'll run through that. Here we go. And I'll skip through here. We've got some really amazing international partners that help us unlock the door. So if you come to me and you say, Cherise, we've come through the program and we really want to learn more, we understand what we can do about 3D printing, I want to make something, I will connect you with international designers and potential opportunities where you can make that thing and you can sell it in the United States, you can sell it in the United Kingdom. It's possible. Did you know that? If you design something, all of you that said, yes, Cherise, I can design something, if you 3D print and make that thing, we can help you export that thing and test your market. That's really powerful so that you can start making money from this thing. So I really quickly want to show you a couple examples of real life case studies where these big companies that you know are using 3D printing in action. This gentleman on the screen is Eliud Kipchoge. He's the world holder, long distance record holder for running marathons. And his goal as an international professional athlete, his only job is to run, right? His professional career goal was to beat his record in under 2 hours. So the only way he could do this was with help from his brand sponsors, which was Nike. And they asked him for his input. So they said, Eliud, tell us, what were the problems? What were their challenges? And this is the empathizing step, right? What did you think needs improvement in your gear? So he was like, the top is fine, the shorts are comfortable, but it's the shoes, guys. It's the sole. They hold a lot of water, and as an athlete, that slows me down, and therefore, I can't get across the finish line fast enough. And that's his goal. So back in the California research lab, the Nike research lab, they 3D printed him a couple different swabs where he could see, which ones he preferred. So this is his literal notes that he made, and he said, the back of the shoe is great, the uppers are fine, but they're holding a little bit of water. So this is the process that they used. Using 3D printing, they created these different prototypes, really, really cheap, really, really quick. And the purpose here is because we are able to create something really quickly for your customer, your potential customer, for you, for your community, your gogo that might need something at home, your teacher that might need something at school. We've had kids that have come up with their own customized soccer goals for their soccer club back in Khayelitsha. You can make anything. That whole shoe is 3D printed, right? It's incredible. Can you see how thin that shoe is? You can see right through it. So now Eliud Kipchoge's problem is gone. It's not going to hold the water. The water is going to slide that through, and that man is going to fly just as fast as he needs to. Another example is in the car industry. Do we all know Ford, the Ford company? We've seen a Ford Bucky on the road, right? This one is special. So the Ford Maverick now has these customized fits where car owners, drivers can design, just like you all design, they can design compartments for inside their truck, however they want to design. If they want a fancy cell phone holder, if they transport dogs and animals, there's all sorts of designs that they can download and then 3D print at their local makerspace. Or they can design and print it at Ford, and they will get the truck ready with all of these customizations. So that's really cool. So these are some of the examples. Cup holders, holders for their bags and things. These are what some people are doing all over the world, and we want to see it happen here. You could be designing and making these things. Another example, do we all know VW? We've seen VW, right? This is a fancy VW, but it's coming. It's here. It's already being made around the world. So VW is very clever. So at the top of the VW, if it's a convertible, right, you don't have these top panels, the one A, B, C pillar that keeps you safe like a normal sedan. Now you've only got that pillar there that holds up the windscreen, right? So how do you think they use 3D printing and design thinking in this process? They were very smart. So now in a convertible, everybody wants to look fancy, they want to look very cool, but you must be safe. That's their primary objective, right? So with 3D printing, they now made that pillar, that A pillar, strong, but it's flexible enough and it's lightweight, using special 3D printing materials to be able to create this design. Cadillac. Have we seen Cadillac in the movies? I don't know about you. I always stop at the robots when I see a Cadillac drive past. I don't see many of them. They are very fancy. Cadillac, guys, it's another company that's using 3D printing to create the designs and the interiors of their cars. Because why? Because you can make anything. If you can design it, you can make it. It's all up to you and your imagination, right? If we look at products, and you see your fathers and your parents shave, you can see 3D printing touches our lives in so many ways. We might think that once upon a time it was very far-fetched, but now you're seeing it used in customized devices, customized products that we all own. So maybe one day Gillette South Africa is going to give us the opportunity to create these personalized handles. If you wanted to have an elephant on the end, you can. If you wanted to have you and your best friend or your boyfriend's name at the end, you can. It's completely up to you and it's based on the design, right? Chanel uses it for the mascara brushes and they sell these things. If you guys come up with designs and ideas for products with your friends at school, at home, with your families, whatever you think of, whatever you want to do, if you can put it down on paper, if you can make it a digital drawing, you can make that thing a reality. You can sell that thing. And it doesn't matter if you like cars, like Ford, if you like basketball, and I'm going to show you an example. If you like Eliud Kipchoge and you like his shoes, you can 3D print and design shoes. You can make products just like this. Do we know this company? This is Adidas Futurecraft 4D sneakers. And the reason why I get very excited about this, now you can tell, you already know which part is 3D printed, right? It's the bottom of the shoe. And it's not just because we can 3D print things and that's why we use 3D printing, because we can. We use it because it serves a purpose. So we're intentional. We think about how can we make this product the best that it can be? You know, so depending on what you are making, that's what you would go into your design process thinking. How can I make this product the best it can be? So for these purposes, when you maybe are designing sneakers, you want them to be comfortable so you can do the moves, right? You want them to be strong and sturdy. You want them to do all the things that they're supposed to do. Eliud Kipchoge wants it to be very fast. I just want it to be comfortable. So when I hop on a plane from Cape Town, I come to Joburg, and I can go straight off the plane to meet you all. Do you know that these shoes, so these are the exact same shoes that I'm wearing, right? Can you see? Would you buy these shoes? Maybe if they were different colors, hey, or something like that. But guys, they are comfortable. They are so comfortable. I absolutely love these shoes. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because I know lots of young creative people in Cape Town who come up with fashion designs, they come up with clothing designs, and I want them to take it a step further. Don't just design, make that thing. Sell that thing, because you can make beautiful things. So why not do it? These companies that you know, they are doing it, and it's all just about access. So now that you know you can do it, do you feel more comfortable? Would you explore it? Yes? Yes, and this side? Yes? I hope so, guys. You can do anything. Do you know? Maybe I must change the title of my talk to Do You Know? But do you know that all of the Black Panther movies use 3D printing to make their costumes? Did you know that? And some people say yes. I'm impressed if you know that, because most people don't. But those, we can agree, right? Those Black Panther costumes were beautiful. They were stunning. They were so creative. They were African. They were exactly what we wanted to see. So you can see those designs, the headdresses, all of that. They were all designed and 3D printed because they were unique. And that is the beauty of this technology. And then, of course, companies jumped on the bandwagon. Adidas made their own Black Panther sneakers. If we look at sports, Wilson made a 3D printed basketball. If you look at that design, you don't need to pump up that basketball. It's airless, you don't need to pump it up. So you can print it and go kick around with it and play with it instantly. Now, why can't one of us make a 3D printed soccer ball? Could we? Yes, we can. And could one of us make a 3D printed rugby ball? Yes, we can. If we wanted to, it's there, guys. My job here today is to tell you that it's accessible. You can do it. It's affordable. If you come to places like certain libraries, if you come and ask me where, it's free for you to try out and experiment with these things. If you want to take it a step further, there's more advanced places where you could go. There's boxing companies in the world who are now using 3D printing to create these really customized and very safe inside components, the buffers for boxing gloves. So the reason why we do this, it's not just because we can. It's because it offers better protection for the person doing the punching and the person receiving that punch, right? It's game-changing. It's completely changing how we protect each other and how we design these types of products. And of course, it's going to last longer, right? So that's what I wanted to share with you guys, all of the different examples that I'm hoping you never knew before today. If you want to find out more about how do you explore these things, if you've got questions about possible careers and what do you do next, if there's anything that you don't understand, please feel free to connect with me. Go and take a look at our testimonials on the website. And I want you to know that these things are all available today in South Africa. If you want them, you can use them. Don't be scared to take that chance. Go for it, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
A new world of possibilities upon us with 3D printing. So thank you, Dr. Dunn.
Thank you.
Let's take a few questions, please. Anyone from the audience? From that side?
What inspired you to become the woman you are today?
I think what inspired me, honestly, I think it was going through that personal experience where I had all of those surgeries at such a young age. And that was an important time of my life when I was thinking, what do I want to do after this? I think that really catapulted me into STEM and pursuing biochemistry and microbiology as a degree, and just keeping my mind open about possible opportunities and wanting to learn everything, just being a sponge. It exposed me to 3D printing, and I knew that's where I need to be.
Okay, let's have this side.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Ma'am, okay, ma'am. Ma'am, all your, what you advertise right now, are they all sponsoring you, or are you working with them currently?
Sure, I wish they were all sponsoring me. I'm working with some of them, but what I want to do, what you're asking now is, I want to be able to show young people that all of these companies that you might be buying products from some of them already, but you could be working there too. I want you to know what they are doing in case that interests you, and then that can potentially be a job maybe that you pursue, or maybe you want to design a business based around what they are doing. So I work with some of them in that way, but I'm finding more.
We had a hand raised on the side.
Somewhere in the corner.
Dr. Lang,
Hello.
do you know Sizulu?
I wish, Baba, I wish. You know, Does, my father knows it very well, but he got very lazy and he didn't teach me when I was young.
Okay,
So I
I
lost
understand.
out. Yeah.
On the other hand, okay. Thank you guys.
Thank
okay,
you.
lastly, how was your journey? Was it fun or easy? What motivational, what last thing you want to give to the audience?
What? Sorry?
What's the last thing that you want to tell the audience for someone who wants to be like you someday?
Don't give up, guys. If I could leave you with one thing, don't be scared to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. If something interests you, explore it. Try it. Don't be scared to fail. Failing is not something that we want to hear. Failing is the opportunity for you to learn and to improve and to grow yourself and your skills. And then that's where you find the next opportunity. So explore everything that this symposium and this event has to offer, and you can't go wrong.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, hand for Dr. Dunn.